Hello everyone, this is Azure Wolf, and today I'm going to draw everyone's favorite firebender, Zuko. So to start it off, I first darken up the back screen a little bit. Then I start working out with the general structure of the head, like I work in the ears and everything. I try to start off with a good base. I put in the little lines, I work in the neck, the shoulders. And then I just start fleshing things out from there. And I go in to draw the eyes. Just to try to get a basic, the goal here is to get a basic rough idea of where everything's going to go. Sometimes I move things around with the select tool, do all the nose, the lips, work on the eyes. Then I go with the hair. Start working out the hair. Remember, the goal is to be as rough as you can. We're just getting the general idea. There's the scar. And I work in with the clothes. Start trying to get the general idea of where everything's going to go. Put in more details. There's the sash. Fix a little bit of the hair as well. After that, I get another pen and I select a different layer, different color, and I start refining things more after that. I try to get a closer idea to what I want. It's not so rough. I try to be a little bit more clear in what I want. I go in and start refining everything. That'll give me a closer idea to what I want. Do the hair. Start refining. Sometimes I add things into that I think like later on should be part of it. I flesh out the eyes a little more. Zuko's eye that has like his scar is a little bit more like closed. So I always try to get in that detail too. This part is just I'm refining what I want, what lines I want to keep. And again, with the select tool, fix things a little bit more. After that, I just grab another pen and go with the pen tool, select a black color, and I just start. That's when I actually make my actual line art. It's okay if it's not 100% exactly how it was in your rough sketch. It's just, again, that's just to get the rough general idea. Sometimes it's hard getting the correct curves. But then, yeah, I go in and I start just putting in my line art. Sometimes I have to do the same line over and over again. Sometimes I go over other lines, so I have to erase some a bit. But yeah, I just start working in, doing my lines. And again, it's fine if it's not 100% perfect exactly how it is in your sketch. It's just to get a rough idea. And also, you want to play around with line thickness as well. You know, don't make everything uniform, like make your lines exactly the same length. That's going to produce an image that's not very interesting to look at. If you vary the lengths of your lines, that'll give the viewer's eye a little bit more to play with. It'll make the image just pop a little more and look a little more interesting. Go in, fix the lip. Sometimes I turn off the other layers just to see what it looks like. I rarely, if ever, like my line art. Like, rarely. But this isn't looking so bad so far. And I put in a little shadow there because that's like where the bottom of the jaw is. So that always creates like a little shadow there. You see a lot of animes have that. Just work in the hair. Again, it's fine if it's not perfect, it's just to get the rough idea, and you want to try to get those lines with like one bold stroke. That's looking pretty good so far. Do the close. There's no eyebrow. Or the burnt eye. And sometimes even with I have like a rough sketch, I go and I change things too, like in the actual line art. Like, see there, I changed the way the eyebrow was just because I really didn't like it. And I put in some shadows over the clothes as well. And I just take like a rough look at everything. And that's just when I start putting in my skin tones. I normally always start with the skin tones whenever I start coloring. I just kind of like draw along the edges, and then I use the fill tool to fill in the rest, and I go back in and fix it up a little. It's okay if you go over the lines with this. I know I see me doing that, but as you'll see here in a second, depending on where you put the layers for the next article, like the next different colors, I also try to put different colors in a different layer. But as you'll see here in a second, see how that's like covering that little bit of skin tone that went over the line a little bit there? That's because I put the layer for that particular orange color over it. So, you know, it kind of works out. That way you don't have to worry too much about being too perfect with your coloring. It's just a neat little thing you can do. And sometimes I go over that, like sometimes you do have to go in and erase that. Going with the fill tool, fix that. See it again, because it's on an overlapping layer that's on top of the skin tone layer. I can just paint right over that and it'll cover it like that. It's pretty cool. And even in this next stage, I see some things that I don't like. I'll try to fix it. Let's see that what I'm doing here with the hair, just to like save time. I try to go over it with a big brush, like the biggest parts, and then I take a smaller brush to get more control and detail for the smaller parts. I just start filling everything in. Just going over everything. There we go again. Just we're going with a much smaller brush, and I vary too. Sometimes I go with the big brush, and with a smaller one, more finite, just to get in those little details. And sometimes I fix the line art as well as I'm going through. Sometimes there's like some overlap and stuff, and I try to fix that. Went over the line there a little bit. I don't know why that happened there. Just going in more and more. I used a lighter shade of black too. Like, I know Zuko's hair is black, but I use like a lighter shade just because I think that way we can get more tones in there and stuff like that. I don't think his hair is like jet black, honestly. But yeah, see how even with that, because my hair layer is over my skin tone layer, it was okay with the way I did the skin tones because I could just go over it. And I got the eyebrow. Do the ear. Put in the white for the eyes. I can fix it up a little bit. Sometimes, yeah. See, look. Even then, I'm fixing the line art when I find things that I just really don't like. In this case, I'm trying to fix the pupils a little bit. Put in the white in the other eye. And here, this is like where I'm fixing something. See, I didn't like the way I had drawn the jaw there. I didn't like how it seemed to be slanting a little too much, so I decided to go back in and try to fix it. Something that's a little bit more agreeable. Doesn't look as weird. Sometimes it takes me a few tries to get it right. And sometimes you can do that as well. Didn't work this time, but you can use the select tool to move the line around a bit as well. Line art is just generally kind of annoying. You can get good at it with practice, but at first, like when you're doing it at first, it's really annoying and frustrating. But after I've done the part, after I'm happy with my adjustments, I go back in and I fix the colors. Zoom in to get those little minute details. Fix the shadow under the shin. And yeah, that definitely looks a lot better. Back to the coloring. I go over the eyes with kind of like an amber color. Then we do the color of the scar. I know it's like a pinkish color, dark pinkish color. This one took me a few tries to get it right. Went over the lines a little bit there. Then like near his eye, like where his eye sockets and stuff like that, I know there it's darker. I'm using reference to draw him, so you know, and it's a totally legit thing to do, to draw with reference. So I'm happy with that. Even then, see, look, I'm still making adjustments to my line art. You don't. I really need to learn to be better about this. You generally don't want to do that too much, but yeah, then you just go back in and fix the color. Now it's a little bit of light pink sticking out there. Don't know what happened there. I was just. Oh, I put the darker part in a different layer. There we go. Once I find something that I'm happy with. Yeah, that's looking pretty good so far. So I put in the shadows of the eyeball. Sometimes I try to go in with like a dark gray, like a light gray, or maybe like a light blue. Sometimes I have a hard time choosing between the two. Then I put in shadows for the eyes. I go with a lighter color and just like layer by layer, lighter color by lighter color. You got your dark color, your medium color, and then your highlights. This is kind of like my favorite part. The eyes are honestly my favorite parts of the drawing. It's just like something about them, just like the way you can mess with the colors and stuff like that. They can look really pretty. Then I go and I start a layer over everything, and I just put in the little glares of the eyeball. Fix that there. So I know I didn't finish the coloring on the rest of the image on this one. I'll probably do it in another video. But I hope you enjoyed this one. Like and subscribe if you did, please. Also check me out on Twitch. I currently go by Black Cat Creations. I game on there. You can follow me on there. And I will see you guys later. Bye.